faster, smarter, and healthier aging. Subscribe and
All right, let's talk about intermittent fasting. You've probably heard the term thrown around a lot, right? Well, today we're going to cut through all that noise. We'll give you the essentials on what it is, how it works, and what to eat, all in just a couple of minutes. So let's just dive right in.
Okay, so first things first. With all the buzzwords and, complicated articles out there, what are we actually talking about when we say intermittent fasting?
It's honestly this simple. It's an eating pattern. That's it. It's not some crazy restrictive diet, and it is definitely not about starving yourself. It's just a schedule, a simple schedule that alternates between a time for eating and a time for not eating, or fasting.
And this right here, this slide clears up the single biggest misunderstanding about intermittent fasting. The most crucial point isn't about what foods you have to cut out, but rather when you choose to eat them. This focus on timing, well, that's the entire foundation of the whole strategy.
But why? Why does the timing matter so much? Well, that brings us to the science of fat burning, and we can take a look at how it actually works inside your body.
It really all comes down to one key hormone: insulin. Think of insulin as the gatekeeper for your body's energy. So when you eat, your insulin levels go up, and that helps store all that energy. But when you fast, those levels fall way down, which sends a completely different signal to your body.
And this shows you exactly what that new signal does. When insulin is low, your body has to go looking for fuel to burn. First, it burns through the easy-to-access stuff, your stored carbs, which are called glycogen. But once that's gone, it flips a metabolic switch and starts burning your stored body fat for energy. That switch is the core engine behind fat loss in intermittent fasting.
So how do you actually put all of this into practice? Let's look at two of the most popular methods people use to make this work in their real lives.
First up is the 16-8 method. This one's a daily routine where you fast for 16 hours and eat all your meals within an 8-hour window. A common one is eating between noon and 8 p.m. It's really great for people who love having a consistent daily routine. The other popular one is the 5-2 method. Here, you eat normally 5 days a week, and then on 2 days that aren't back-to-back, you just eat a lot less. This one offers a lot more flexibility for people who don't really want to fast every single day.
Now, we said earlier it's about when you eat, not what. And while that's true for the basic definition, let's be honest, if your goal is fat loss and better health, the quality of your food absolutely still matters. You just can't out-fast a poor diet.
To really get the most out of this, you'll want to fill your eating window with nutrient-dense foods. We're talking whole grains for that slow-release energy, lean proteins to keep you full and support your muscles, and of course, plenty of fruits, veggies, and legumes for all those essential fibers, vitamins, and minerals.
And on the flip side, you'll want to limit the foods that kind of work against your goals. That means things like refined carbs and added sugars that can spike your insulin, along with ultra-processed foods that don't offer much nutritional value and can really stall your progress.
It's also really important to know that as your body adjusts to this new eating schedule, you might experience a few temporary side effects. This is pretty normal, so let's quickly cover what to look out for.
Yes, some people might get headaches, feel a bit tired, or even get a little irritable when they first start out. But the good news is, you can minimize these risks. The most important things you can do are stay well hydrated, so drink plenty of water, and make sure you're getting enough fiber and protein during your eating window. That usually makes a huge difference.
And that brings us to what might be the single most important piece of advice in this entire explainer. There is no one-size-fits-all magic bullet here. The best approach, the only approach that works, is the one that you can actually stick with consistently without feeling totally miserable. Sustainability is everything.
So, this is the final thought I really want to leave you with. Just forget what everyone else is doing for a moment and ask yourself, given my lifestyle, my schedule, and what I like to eat, what kind of approach would actually feel manageable and sustainable for me? And finally, a very important reminder. This content is for educational purposes only. It is not medical advice. If you have any health conditions or you're taking medication, please speak with a doctor or a registered dietitian before making any big changes to your diet.
Subscribe to my channel for simple, science-backed health tips. No calories, just smart hydration and portion control.